Hey y'all, it's Rem from Pearls on Jupiter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the last video. Girl, you didn't post last week. This is supposed to be a weekly channel. What happened to the video? And for that, I was in Mexico off some amazing tequila and a lot of rum. Also, I had filmed and I was trying to edit, but they're doing construction outside of my house. And so they took out the internet for 2 full days basically. And plus it was like Mercury retrograde had just started and I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy. Holy moly guacamole, man. Outside of the Mercury retrograde, Mars had moved into Libra. I just feel like the world was like, you gotta take a chill pill, shorty. But now we're back. So for today's video, we're gonna be looking at the minor arcana of the tarot, but specifically Ace through 10, aka the numerical numbers. I'm not gonna look at the court cards because when I tried to film this bad boy last week, before I went, the video would have been like probably 30 minutes and I don't think people want that long of a video. Like, I mean, me personally, I love a good video essay, but like, you know, all this vocal fry, I just don't feel like it's made for like a long video format. Like this is not what she's built for, you know? But anyways, we're gonna be going over the numericals and then a few more basics in regards to like what to do once you have your tarot deck. Like I said in the last video, I'm pretty sure I said it in the last video, you choose your deck, you don't really have to like, you know, get it gifted to you. Like there's definitely importance to it, but like let's say you live in the South, you live in the Bible Belt, baby, and everybody you know around you is like hallelujah, amen, witchcraft is the devil and tarot is a part of witchcraft, and so they're not gonna go and get you one. But your Barnes and Noble where you just take a little peekity peek and you're like, oh my god, tarot decks speaking to me. So we left off there, and now let's say we're leaving this Barnes and Noble. You have your deck. You're like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do before I go and do this reading? And that's what we're gonna find out today. Before you do any type of reading, you're gonna want to cleanse your deck. Cleanse your deck, make sure she's good and ready to go, like a nice fresh shower before you go out for dinner. There's several ways to like cleanse your deck. You can cleanse it in the sunlight, like just have her sitting out there. You can cleanse her by like placing her in the grass. Just make sure it's not a little windy outside. You don't want to like have it and you're missing a couple cards, you know? You can also do it under the moonlight. So outside of like involving it in nature for like grounding purposes, you can use like crystals like selenite. Oh my god, oh holy moly. You can just like sit her like this, you know. You can like rub it on there. You can, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. You can also cleanse with the bay leaf. That's what I'm doing today. I don't think I can show me lighting it. You're just gonna light that little bay leaf on fire and let the smoke do its thing. Cleanse that deck. Whatever you do, do what feels right. Don't feel like you gotta force yourself into like a specific thing. There's so many different options. At the end of the day, your spiritual practice is personal to you. So don't feel like you gotta go and follow every single thing that someone tells you. Like sometimes you definitely should, but like there's a lot of aspects involved in it that's going to be very personal to you because everybody's different, you know? And so the same way that you cleansed your deck is going to be the same way you're going to want to cleanse your space, or like you know what I mean. So those methods, make sure that you do that. I like to have my windows open when I'm doing a reading, maybe have some like soothing vibration, no like waves playing in the background. And so you're gonna get your cards and you're gonna be like, oh wow, there's so many, like this is so sick and cool. You might want to like look at the artwork, see what cards are like speaking to you. So like maybe you like see this card and you're like, oh my god, it's Suguru and he's riding some fishes. I'm obsessed. Oh my god. You pull it out to the side, go read what the card's about. It'll help you get associated with the meanings and whatnot. But you can also go on like Pinterest or something. Pinterest has a whole bunch of little tarot spreads you can like take a peek at, and you'll be like, OMG, that's so good. Like, that one's really speaking to me. So you open up the little Pinterest app, Pinterest website, and you're gonna go and look up a little spread that's gonna tell you all about your deck and like how it's gonna interact with your life, what like best themes and areas of life it's for, you know, those types of things. And you're gonna wanna write it down. So the deck that we're gonna be using today is the Tarot of the Divine. Yeah, Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitune. Very beautiful, beautiful artwork. I love this one. This is a really good deck for beginners because you open it up and oh my god, it's a booklet. Holy moly guacamole. It's a booklet that's gonna give you some information. This little bitty book has information regarding the suites, along with the numerical and court cards of the minor arcana. It gives you some little basic spreads to do. Super slay. But yeah, so you open it, you have your little booklet, right? And then oh my god, it's the cards! Holy moly guacamole! And in this deck, each card has a specific like folktale, fairy tale, cultural myth that goes along with it. And like Yoshi was really cooking when they were like defining the cards and assigning them a story. They kind of chewed that one up. So each card number has a meaning. Ace, 2, 3, 4, etc. They all have a specific meaning, and that comes in handy because, like we mentioned in the last video, there's 4 suites, and that's going to be your wands, which are related to fire and issues of the heart, passion, creativity, etc. The swords, which are all about your mental and your intellect, in regards to ways of thinking and understanding, those types of lovely stuff. And then you have the pentacles, which are like foundations, things in regards to finances, your fiscal responsibility, those types of things, investments, you know, worldly materials, or your values, because the earth isn't always about the money. It's about like your values and stuff, and the things that keep you solid. I don't know why I said it that aggressive. I'm so sorry. And then finally, you have your cups. And your cups are related to water, and water is in regard to your emotions, your feelings, spirituality, things of that nature, you know? And so you take your little number, right? And then you take your little suite, you know, and then you combine them together and you get a meaning. You get a whole new meaning. It's crazy, amazing how that works, you know, like 2 + 2 = 4. And so I've shuffled and pulled 10 cards. And so we're gonna use the cards to give you a little example for each number. How great, how wonderful, amazing. So first off, we have the Ace of Swords. How pretty is she? And yes, it's gonna be backwards because I'm filming on my front camera, so sorry. She's the Gordian knot from Turkey. That's her little folktale that goes along with her. But the aces are going to always be your first, no matter, like, you know, it's numerical order. And so aces represent beginnings. Who would have thought? Crazy wild, I know. But it's like, it's representing of beginnings, new starts, creation, those types of things of that nature. Just super new energy is like the ace. And so when you have the Ace of Swords, it's new ways of thinking, you know? It's like, ooh, maybe you were taking on some like things in regards to like a higher level of thinking, like college or something. Or you're like just looking at a situation a new way. You're changing your perspective. It's like, wow, you know? But yeah, it's new ways of thinking that open up new opportunities. Super slay, super fun, super fresh. So if aces are the new beginning and your new start to something, then 2 is gonna be, okay, you hit a crossroads. You gotta make a choice regarding something. Or it means like you're finding balance, things are coming into unity, and that's where that new beginning has taken you as well. The Two of Wands is Janus from Roman mythology. He represents looking to the past. It's his old stick. It's to the past and to the future over here. You're at a crossroads. With the Two of Wands, you're at a crossroads creatively in regards to the things that you want to start to do, in regards to your passions, figuring out like, hey, should I like go after my passions? Should I like go this way and chase after my dreams, you know? And so the Two of Wands, she comes in and she's like, hey sister, like, just take a moment, see that you have this expansive choice in front of you, and maybe like with the Ace of Swords that came with it, we might think maybe this new way of thinking is like, okay, how about we try something new? We go fun, fresh, and forward instead of looking at the past, you know? Did you like the transition? It was kind of... Anyways! So once you've made your choice in regards to the new beginning that you're on, you have 3. 3 is like movement and also community. It's about like changing some stuff up, expansion sometimes, you know, those types of things. So we have the 3 of coins. And so this is like teamwork makes the dream work kind of vibes, right? And so this is Bonjacri and Bonjacrini, I believe, from Nepal. And so the 3 of coins represents movement and growth in regards to the things you may value, in regards to the things that you are working towards financially. It symbolizes like growth and like moving up in that direction, right? And so how you would take that in a reading, it's like, okay, this new beginning has led me to follow my passions, and now I have new growth financially and new collaborations coming up that will help me grow in regards to this situation. So once you have this movement, it's time to chill out. Take a little break. Let's have a moment of peace, calmness, you know, stability, if you will. And that is where the 4 comes in. In regards to the 4 of coins, she's more so about you have hit like financial stability. But make sure that you are not being a little greedy girly and not try to gather up as much wealth as you want, you know? Don't hold on to those things so tightly. And so the 4 of coins is represented by Condor's wife, which is a Peruvian tale, and about holding on to things that like you need to loosen that grip up, you know? Let it breathe. You don't have to keep it in a chokehold. But on the opposite end, it could be that after this period of growth, you just maybe need to not go money crazy in regards to this financial growth that's happened, or this new way of thinking has brought you to a period of financial stability. You see the vibes? You see how they change? You see how the cards add context to each other? It's so great and amazing how tarot works. And so 5 comes in and she's a little messy. All the 5s are a little messy. They involve power and conflict. They are results of post-conflict, you know, that type of thing. And so with the 5 of Swords, you have conflict in the mind. You have a power struggle of the mind. And this one is Isis? Sorry, I know that I might be butchering it. Sumerian Egyptian mythology. And so how you would read this is that you have been put through a period where you have maybe been manipulated. There might have been some stuff going on in the background that you didn't know about, and it just came up and it wrecked you mentally and emotionally. It's a card about bullying. Set kills his brother and leaves his girl sad and crying, well, like Osiris's girl, Isis. This conflict leaves you in mental anguish, basically. No bueno situation. It's a no bueno situation. But in this reading with the lovely little auspicious Ace of Swords, the meaning might become, this is going to be resolved quickly. You are going to get your get back. You're going to overcome this in a better way. And you're going to experience a lot of growth. If you remember that your base is to think about stuff from a different perspective, you know? After this power struggle you've been going through, this conflict you've experienced, the sixes come along and they're about harmony and peace. They're like, okay, we know you've been through the ringer, we know you've had a lot going on, let's take another break. Like, separate yourself from that conflict that might be going on. The Six of Swords, represented by Danae and Perseus, you're leaving this torrential area and heading for a calm and peaceful land. You know, that's the vibe. So you have left the conflict, right? And like how we said, Ace of Swords was like, hey, Pookie, you might need to remember to keep looking at stuff from a different way. And so you come out of this conflict and you immediately go to somewhere that is going to give you peace of mind, that isn't going to stress you out, that isn't going to overwhelm you, you know? And so after that adjustment period, that recovery period of whatever the conflict was, you come out of it and you have given yourself the space to relax and breathe. It's time to reevaluate. It's time to see where you want to go on this lovely little journey. And so you have the sevens, and here we have the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Coins. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying these names right, like, massive disclaimer, I'm trying my best, sisters. Nanahuatzin is on the card for the Seven of Coins. It is from Mexico, Aztec mythology. We're witnessing the decision of Nana choosing to be patient and let things grow, or completely cut it down and start over. So you come out of this conflict that was a little rough and tough, and you're like, okay girl, like, what do I do? Like, where am I supposed to go? What direction am I supposed to be moving in? And this card, it comes up in a reading, it's like, hey, we know you've gone through this little journey already. Now let's see, do we keep pushing forward or do we like take a step back? Some of the sevens are more oriented to like leaving. Some of them are more oriented to like pushing through it. This one is like a genuine, like, let's take the time to reevaluate, see what's really going on. And so once you've reevaluated everything, the eights discuss change, because change is always going to come after choice. And so whether you choose to keep pushing through it or you choose to start over completely, the eights come in and they're like, okay, girly pop, let's make that change, let's keep it pushing. The Eight of Cups here is represented by Moses, and he is leaving. He's leaving the Pharaoh. He said, later, Pookie. If y'all have seen the movie, like the animated movie from like the early 2000s, the DreamWorks one, chef's kiss. So good. So good. He has left behind all of this and gone to expand spiritually, because remember, cups, spiritual, and he's also going to expand himself emotionally and express his feelings, go through that change and figure out what emotions are going to best serve him in his higher purpose, you know? This seven was like, do we want to start over? Do we want to like keep pushing? Like, what's the vibe, girlfriend? And the eight was like, we're dipping, we got higher planes of existence to like be on. And that's growth. That's you deciding, hey, I'm moving on up. I am elevating. I'm gonna go on up and do what's best for me and for my higher self, you know? So after that change and transformation that has gone with the eights, you have the nines, which discuss anticipation, desire, you know, wishes that you may have, manifestations. And it's also another period of reflection, like the seven, like, okay, let's really look and see, like, are we gonna keep it pushing? Maybe we need to see if there's something else going on that we're not like picking up on. But with the Nine of Cups is like a card known for wish fulfillment. And she's like, oh my God, you're gonna get everything that you want. Like it's right there for you, Pookie. I'm trying my best to pronounce these names. I'm so sorry. This is an Arabic folktale from Iran, and it is Taj al-Maluk and the Princess Dunya. I believe that is what it is. It's about you having the things that you desired, even if it came to you in like an unexpected way. The story is about a prince who is like so in love with this girly pop, and she's like, I don't want you. And so he goes on like RuPaul's Drag Race, but like for love basically. Starts dressing like a lassie, and he wins her heart over. Instead of this being like the precipice, like the anticipation is killing you and you're like, oh my god, I want to know. It's like, it's there for you, Pookie. Like I promise you it is there. The victory you've been seeking, she's there, she's out there. And so lastly, once you are at that precipice, you have to come to a completion, and that's what the 10s are. So 10s are about completion, closing out stuff, cycles ending, etc., etc. And in our case, it's the 10 of Cups, which is like a happily ever after. It's a lot of emotion. It's like doubling the energy of the 9 of Cups. A lot of emotional fulfillment, a lot of feelings coming and being recognized and acknowledged and accepted wholly, you know? 10 of Cups right here is Julnar and the Seaborn, which is a Persian Arabic folktale. And so Julnar gets her happy little family, as you can see here, and she has her family supporting her on this new journey that they're going on, that she's going on. So like we said, you have complete emotional fulfillment. This card is about being content and experiencing that fulfilling emotion and passion that this journey has been pushing you on. So that was the numericals of the minor arcana, and also like a way to interpret your readings, kind of, sort of, type of deal. Hope that might have been a little helpful. It wasn't really in my plan to like do it, but you know, it's what it is. So next time, we'll go over the court cards because they have a little more depth into them, and we'll also cover what happens if you get like multiples in a reading, that type of vibe. So here is the card of the video. We got 2. Sometimes you swipe and multiple cards come out, and that's okay. Totally good. So we have the 10 of Cups, slay, and we also have the King of Cups. How I would take this is you have emotional fulfillment that is coming your way. You're already experiencing it. Just make sure that you are thinking both with your emotions and your mind, and in a balanced sort of sense. Don't get too overwhelmed by your emotions, but also don't get too in your head. Like your head will influence your emotions, and your emotions will influence your brain. Remember that you are the ruler of your emotions. Nobody can trouble your emotions if you don't let them. That doesn't mean you can't be bothered. That doesn't mean you deprive yourself of not feeling things that have happened. However, you are in charge of how you respond. And so you can choose to let that person get to you after you have felt what you have needed to feel, or you proceed on. The King of Cups and the 10 of Cups signal like closing out a cycle in regards to emotions, but it's not bad. Closing out stuff isn't bad. It means you have reached emotional maturity, you have reached the fullest extent of emotional fulfillment, and you deserve to relish in that. You deserve to feel your emotions, and you have come to understand maybe that you can feel everything, but you know, don't let those feelings overpower you. The same way that you try to get out of your head, you can also get out of your ocean of emotions. That doesn't mean you can't swim in them. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the pull of the waves. It means don't get too deep to the point where you're isolated and all that jazz. Because you have all these people who love and care about you, and they're always there to support you on whatever journey you want to go on. How beautiful, how fun, how fresh. I love that. And so I will be chit-chatting with y'all later in a different video, and I hope you all have a good day. See you next time.